All right, well, let's go ahead and get started. Today's webinar will feature a presentation from Stephanie Elio, Vice President of Business Development at CLS by BARBRI. After the presentation, we'll dedicate about 10 minutes to a live Q&A session. Please feel free to submit your questions in the Q&A section, and our enrollment counselors will either respond directly or we will address them live during the Q&A session. If we don't get to your question during the webinar, don't worry, we'll provide our contact information so you can reach out to us afterward. Without further ado, I'll hand it over to Stephanie to kick off our presentation. Take it away, Stephanie.
Thanks, Deja, and welcome to all of you. We appreciate you taking the time out of your day to join us for an informational webinar about the Paralegal Certificate Course. We're going to go to the next slide and take a look at the agenda. A few ground rules. As Deja mentioned, we do have the Q&A open, and we've got enrollment counselors standing by to respond to you. When you submit a question, one of our main ground rule is please make your question relevant and be kind. They'll be getting to them as fast as they can, and it's very likely that whatever your question may be, I'll probably answer it in the presentation as well. A little bit about CLS. We'll tell you who we are. We'll talk about the online learning formats, the online itself, self-study, live lecture, etc., and go into detail as to which format may be the right one for you. We'll talk about course grading, time commitments, student satisfaction from those that have gone before you, and a little bit about the overview. The learning outcomes, what are we actually going to teach you in this program, the interactive assessments, the next step after paralegal, for those of you that want to continue your training, what the career outlook looks like, and some up and coming areas of focus. And then at the tail end, we're going to go through the enrollment process. If you have not already registered, we'll take a step-by-step peek at how you can get that done. And then we'll roll into live Q&A for anything that I may not have covered and our enrollment counselors deemed valid for the whole group. We'll push those forward and I will answer those at the end. So for now, let's go ahead and dig in to who are we? CLS is a continuing education provider. We were actually founded in 1980, known as the Center for Legal Studies. We are very proud now to be a part of BARBRI Global. BARBRI is the world leader in legal education, distance learning, training, and certifications. One of the main things that BARBRI does is help law school graduates prepare and sit for their bar exam. And we cover training and courses for everything from starting your legal education with LSAT prep all the way to helping train an attorney's support staff, which is what paralegals are, and everything in between, law school courses, you name it. We truly are at BARBRI the best training provider for legal education, and that is every step of someone's legal career. Why would you want to enroll in courses with us? We work hard to maintain affordable tuition. The delivery methods are flexible. They really are designed for today's students, and the majority of those are done online. The credibility of our instructional staff, almost everyone that teaches within BARBRI is going to be a licensed attorney, a high-ranking paralegal. They've completed law school. They've got 10 years plus experience, both in practicing in real time and teaching on top of that. As far as what CLS can offer beyond paralegal, if you haven't already visited our website, we do have advanced training. We have victim advocacy courses. We work with legal nurse consultant training, alternative dispute resolution, e-discovery. The list is quite long. There's a full catalog available on our website. And just for background knowledge, CLS trains more students to become paralegals and train in that field than any other training program in the US. All of our curriculum and courses are designed and updated to remain on pace with the current industry. So you truly are getting practical training that you can go out and use in the real world on the job. Regarding the formats, so we do have multiple formats. The one we're going to start with is our traditional online format. It is by far the most popular. We have 6 session start dates per year. The next one is actually right around the corner, June 24th. New classes start every 8 weeks. With the traditional online format for the Paralegal Certificate course, this is a 14-week training program. It is delivered in 2 7-week sessions. The tuition for the program covers both, and all a student needs to do is simply select when they want to start. So if you have been to our website already, you've noticed that when you click on one session that you want to start, it will automatically select the next one for you as well. You can't do 2 of them. So that prevents you from paying tuition twice because it does pay for the entire 14 weeks. Students are required to take those 7-week sessions back to back. So you start, if you're going to start June 24th, you'll do 7 weeks, take 10-day break in your training, and then in August, you will start the remaining 7 weeks. Within this traditional online format, there are discussion forums that are built in. There's email tools so you can easily communicate with your instructor and your peers. They have a bulletin board discussion that's a required weekly participation piece within your course. That's where the instructor will post a topic for discussion, and it is one of the requirements that you post a response to that. It is required that you post at least once, but sometimes those discussion boards get quite dynamic and they run more like a interactive blog. So you may find if it's a topic that particularly interests you or you're passionate about, you want to respond multiple times. In this 14-week training, there are weekly assignment deadlines. Typically, an instructor is going to post what your written and reading assignments are for the week on Monday mornings, and deadlines are going to be the following Sunday. These are designed to help you keep on track. 14 weeks moves at a pretty quick click, and students have 24/7 access to the course from the day it begins. So because things are posted by your instructor, you're not required to be logged on at any particular time of day or day of the week for that matter. Once that new information's been posted, you can log on at 6 a.m., 2 in the afternoon, 9 o'clock at night. It really doesn't matter. It's your responsibility to get that information, complete the assignment, participation, whatever it may be, test quiz for that week, and do it by the deadline so you're moving on to the next week. But when you log in is entirely up to you. So you do maintain that flexibility. With our self-study format, it's still going to be online. You still have 24/7 access, but the big difference between this one and the standard online is with our self-study, you don't have to wait for one of those 6 start dates. You could start any day, today, tomorrow. When you do this, you're not going to be in a class. For our standard online, we group students into classes that cap out at about 35 to 40 students to maintain a reasonable student-teacher ratio. With the self-study, you're in a class by yourself. You still have a dedicated instructor that is for you, and you've got the 24/7 access, but you get 6 months to work at your own pace to complete the course, and you're granted access the day you registered. So if you wanted to start today, you could literally register for the course, get your books. Once they arrive, you could start, you could order the books, get them, and then register, either way. But your clock will start ticking the day we grant access, and that's the day your registration for the course itself is completed. Some people can move faster. It is my advice that if you want to move faster than 14 weeks, if you don't have a job, if you don't have anyone else that's dictating time, like kids or aging parents or other things going on in your life, you may be able to. But realistically, most of our self-study students will take a little longer to complete the program. You do, again, I want to say, have that option of interacting with the instructor. So they are there. You still got the same email tools. You'll do reflection assignments versus discussion boards. So you're still getting that same information. The third format that we offer is our live lecture. If you're looking for something that's done in real time, you want even more interaction with classmates than an online format, then you may want to enroll in our live lecture format. The next one begins July 8th. Those courses are, again, same curriculum. So you're learning the same things that you would in the other formats. You're developing the same skill sets. It's simply a difference in delivery. With a live lecture, they are live lectures that you can see the instructor teaching, and everybody is sitting in a Zoom room at the same time, kind of like we are right now, but you would be able to speak in real time, raise your hand, and hear the instructor in real time. Those are recorded. If you miss something, you could watch it again later, but you do have a 70% grading requirement, which we'll go over in a minute. But with live lecture, you have an 80% attendance requirement. So if your schedule can accommodate, depending on which time zone class you're in, being there Tuesday and Thursday nights and a few hours on Saturdays, live lecture may be for you. If you need more flexibility than that, I suggest one of the standard or self-study formats. With the live lecture, it is a custom schedule. So what I just explained there, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays, that may be for one particular time zone. It may not be for all. We partner with almost 150 schools. Approximately 50 of those participate in our live lecture delivery. You don't physically have to go to the school. You would be taking the course via Zoom, but you want to make sure that you're prepared to commit to the time zone and the time slots for those classes so that you're there. And you can view those on our website. Just pick which state and school you want to look at, and it'll post them right there for you. This is something that we changed post-COVID. Pre-COVID, students would actually go to the campus. Now you can save your gas. You can do the exact same thing from your living room on your laptop. So 3 different options available. We have standard online, self-study, and live lecture. Again, you will learn the same things in all of them. This chart will give you kind of an overview of who these courses are best for. As you're reading these on the slide in front of you, I'm going to talk just a minute about the text-only format. We didn't go into detail because it's really designed for someone that does not have any access to a computer at all. If you do, if you can get on the internet, then you should be in one of the first 3 formats. The text-only is going to be for deployed military or incarcerated students or someone that is so off the grid that they don't have internet at all. The time commitments, it says time commitment, but that's really the time in which you have to complete. So online, 14 weeks, self-study, flexible up to 6 months, live lecture, typically 8 weeks, and then the text only is up to 12 months. The time commitment, where how much time am I going to spend every week doing this course, is going to be about 8 to 12 hours per week is what you should take away from this. That would include your online time, your reading time. There's a lot of reading in this program. When you look at the list of books for it, you'll see that it's there. And if you haven't found your way to the syllabus on our website, our enrollment counselors can certainly send you a link where to find that. It includes the reading charts. you will be doing a lot of reading. I guarantee it. So the difference between 8 and 12 hours is going to depend a lot on your personal reading speed and comprehension. The faster you can read and retain things well and process them to put them back out in your own words and really digest that material, you'll be on the lower end. If you're the type of person that needs to read things multiple times for better comprehension, it may take you a little longer. If you were in this program, regardless of format, and you find that you are not by choice, but spending more than 15 hours a week trying to get through 1 week's worth of materials, you may have ended up on a wrong path, overthinking something or gone down a rabbit hole. And I encourage you to communicate with your instructor. These programs are meant to be able to coordinate with real life. People that have full-time jobs, that do have spouses that need attention and children underfoot. A nice little time frame, and be prepared for either your next promotion or a new job, new career. We've got a lot of career changers. All formats, regardless of which of the 4 you choose, will give you access to the certificate and digital badging and exclusive access to our Career Center. As far as the grading system, at CLS, we require that every single test, quiz, assignment that you do score a minimum of 70% or better to qualify as passing. The reason for that is students leave these programs and go straight to work. You are ready to apply these new skills on the job in the real world ASAP. And we don't grade on a curve or combine anything, because it's not okay to show up for a job and be really good at some things and not at others. You need to be competent in all. So, first thing that comes to anybody's mind is, oh my gosh, I was having a really bad week. I didn't quite get that concept and I bombed that test. What am I going to do? You are not going to fail out of the program. You can still pass. You will be given additional opportunities to redo that test, quiz, assignment, whatever it may have been. If you do get something below 70%, get the feedback from your instructor. Go back, restudy, get up to speed with where you need it to be, and you'll be able to redo it up to twice, 3 times sometimes. If there's some kind of extenuating circumstances that prevents you from finishing on time, you'll communicate with our support team. But our completion rate for this program is above 80% for our standard online paralegal students. And that is not because the course is fluffy, not by any means. You will work hard, I guarantee it. That completion rate is strong because the students that come here are all here for the same reason. They know completion of this is going to set them up for the next step in their career. Training here equates to a better paycheck down the road. More than 95% of our students have said that these courses are more flexible than other programs that they have taken or viewed, that their skills that they've obtained here are on pace with the current industry, and they would absolutely recommend our courses to friends and family, and they return and are willing to do so to further their education after completing this basic course. So let's dig into, what are you actually going to learn if you're taking the paralegal certificate course. These are a few of the learning outcomes within the course. You will do real training on how to complete legal research. We use a tool called Westlaw for that. You will complete assignments for legal writing. You will dip your toes into civil procedure. Ethics is a component of every single course we teach, not just paralegal. The legal citation is a big deal. You will learn how to do that and learn how to do it right. chain of evidence, torts, contracts, all components of this. You can view, again, I want to say the full syllabus is on legalstudies.com. If you go down to About Us, scroll down, and from the toolbar at the top, there will be a link to the full syllabi menu for every course, not just this one. And then just click on the Paralegal Certificate course, and you will be able to view the learning objectives. It will go over the grading and withdrawal policies. It will also give you those reading charts that I mentioned. In the online and self-study, we have a component for interactive assessments. This is a really cool thing that we added a couple years ago. They're recorded video lectures, and they're formative assessments. They're kind of like puzzles and games that you can do as many times as you want without being graded, get immediate feedback, and it's going to enable you to test your comprehension, to test your digestion or your understanding of the material that's being presented to you. And you can do these, like I said, as many times as you want, kind of like flashcards and games and things like that. So that is a nice little tool that's included in the Paralegal Certificate course. For those of you that reside in California, California is different than all other states in the country. Let's skip ahead to slide 16, and then we'll back up to 15. Next time we'll reverse these. So California requires that any paralegal is in compliance with the California Business and Professions Code. That code dictates how many hours someone must train in substantive legal training or substantive legal learning for qualification as a paralegal. Now, our advanced paralegal certificate course, which let's go back to 15 now, is comprised of 16 specialty topics of law. In order to earn a full advanced paralegal certificate, you need to take 6 of them. So anyone that's living in California and plans to work as a paralegal, you will take the paralegal certificate we just talked about, and you need to complete 6 of these. For the rest of the country, this is a voluntary measure. I can tell you that about 50% of our students nationwide voluntarily choose to take the advanced topics, not because they have to, but because it makes them more marketable. The more training you have, the more knowledge you have, the more valuable you are to an employer. So for California, all 6. Many take more than 6. For anyone else, you can take 1, you can take 16, or any combination thereof. Every single one of these topics is a 7-week course. We allow students to take them up to 3 at a time, and they're available every single session. At the beginning of this presentation, I mentioned to you that we have 6 online session dates per year. Every single one of these topics is available every session, and you can take them 1, 2, or 3 at a time in a single session. So if you need to do 6, it's going to take 2 sessions, 3 plus 3. You can take them slow, fast, any way you want. The beauty of these topics is if you take all 6, you'll earn an advanced certificate. Let's move on to there. Perfect. Thank you. Upon completion, you'd earn an advanced certificate, but you'd also earn a digital badge. Now, all courses within CLS have digital badges. We're going to go to slide 17. I think I'm on my other screen, but not here. Thank you. Digital badges are super cool if you haven't earned any yet. The certificate's great. It says you took this course on this date and that date, and it's issued by this school. Wonderful, which is great, but a digital badge is better. A digital badge actually enables an employer to drill down beyond that information and not only see that you took this program, when you took it, where you took it, that you completed, but what skills you learned. An employer is going to hire you for the knowledge and the skills you bring to the table. A digital badge is going to be able to tell them that. This is something you can add to your LinkedIn profile, on your website, in your email signature. And not only would you earn one for the completion of the paralegal certificate or the advanced paralegal certificate, in addition, if you did both, but every single individual topic earns a digital badge of its own. And those come as inclusion to the program. It's not something extra you pay for, but upon completion, they are issued by us. We work with a third-party digital badge provider called Credly. Many universities across the country use the same company, and they do a great job of making sure that all the tech behind that click is in place for you. If you want more information about the badges, you can certainly ping one of the EC's enrollment counselors at info@legalstudies.com, and they can send you an informational video just about badging. So what now? You finished the program, you've got all these skills. Where are you going to go? What can you do? Almost every industry out there actually hires paralegals. Everybody knows that they work in law firms. That's just a given. But they also work in every major corporation. They've all got legal departments, finance, banking, real estate, state and county agencies, car dealerships hire paralegals to do contract work. College and universities have legal departments. They hire paralegals. This is one of the most transferable skill sets that you can get. So when you go and train for something else, you're qualified for that job. Well, here you would be qualified to be a paralegal, but you can take that paralegal skill set just about anywhere that you want to. In addition to working in all these different places, virtual paralegals have also become in demand. So that is an additional possibility for you. The old days of you must be in an office all the time with very few opportunities to work from home has changed post-COVID. Virtual paralegal demand is there now. If that is your desire, your passion, you want to be able to work from home, I'm going to recommend that when you go for those interviews, let them know up front and temper your expectations a little bit. It's not unreasonable for an employer to expect that to be an earned thing, where because you're coming in as a basic entry-level paralegal, they might likely want you in the office for a bit. If you're a paralegal that's already been working for a few years and you're here to upskill because you may have been doing the work but never actually earned your certificate, and that's something you're doing now, the opportunities for virtual work may be stronger for you because you've also got the experience. I'm not saying that entry level can't work virtual. They absolutely can. It's going to vary from employer to employer. But don't be surprised if they want you to spend a little time in the office before going full out there from home. We have career resource tools for you. When you complete 60% of your paralegal certificate course, you will receive an exclusive invitation to join our CLS Career Center. This is a one-stop career center exclusively for CLS graduates. At the beginning of the presentation, I mentioned to you that we are part of BARBRI. We are with BARBRI, and BARBRI is training every step of someone's entire legal educational journey. So all those attorneys that have already passed the bar and they're practicing and they have firms and they're hiring new people, they have access to our career center as well. And when they're looking for people, they'll post with us. So unlike Career Builder, LinkedIn, where there's jobs and things out there, they're for everybody. Ours is just for legal. exclusive to that. You can view career planning tools. There's a resume review. You can set up job alert reminders. We also do a quarterly webinar series, which is pretty awesome. It is a panel discussion that is filled out by hiring managers from actual firms. And it's about an hour-long discussion where they talk about what are employers looking for today? What are the big new things going on? And it's a great place to get advice and just some insight into that next role you're looking for. There's a blog, there's a complete career resource guide available to you. So again, upon 60% completion of your course, you would receive that exclusive invitation to get into the Career Resource Center. Now that you've got all this stuff, you're ready to go out and get your job, you've got your skills under your belt, how much can you get paid? $56,230 is the median salary nationwide. Does that vary from geographic region? Absolutely. Just like the cost of living does. That 56,000 and change is according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, which is available online. Employment for paralegals and legal assistants is expected to grow by 14% over the next decade, and that is faster than many other occupations. You can also see from the chart below that the pay scale ranges depending on what industry you're working in. So these are all factors, but it gives you a pretty good idea of what's out there. CLS works with accredited college and university partners all over the country. What you see on the screen right now is a sample of some of our partner schools. The recommendation that I would make is to go to our website and see who's closest to you. Just put in your state, and then it'll list all the schools that we work with in your state. CLS partners with the continuing and professional education departments at these institutions. The certificate that you earn upon completion will be issued by the school you designate when you register. CLS does not issue certificates of completion. These are not degrees. You are not earning credits toward a degree. These are, again, offered through continuing and professional education departments within these institutions. This is a non-credit job skills training program. So you will be trained and ready to go to work upon completion. How to enroll? Everything that you're looking for to get started can be found on our website, legalstudies.com. Tuition for the paralegal certificate course is $1,895. There are required textbooks you need for this course. The average price of that book bundle is going to be $400. We do have several ebooks that can help reduce your cost if you're looking for that. We keep the real physical books because a lot of people want that book in their hand. They've got some online time for the course anyway, and when they're doing their reading, especially at this time of the year, you can take that book with you and you don't need internet or anything else. You can go sit under a tree in the park and read, or just have a little less screen time. The Westlaw access will be access into the online law library when we are teaching you how to do professional legal research. The $89 expense for that subscription in a pay-per-click environment, if you were to utilize the same access, it would be valued at about $3,000. So that's one heck of a deal for $89. You do not need Westlaw in the first half of the course. So if you're in a standard online format, we talked about it's a 14-week training delivered over 2 7-week sessions. The Westlaw subscription is not required until the second half. You won't do any legal research in the front half. We do have payment options available. You can lump your tuition, your books, your Westlaw, everything into one payment. and utilize either our Affirm payment plan or PayPal. With Affirm, they can bundle everything together and bring it back up to 18-month payment plans. And that's something that either PayPal or Affirm you would qualify for credit, but they accept a pretty wide range. So I would recommend, if you don't want to make payments to your own card or pay it in a lump sum, that you at least apply for that. What it'll do is it's a really quick click on our website at the shopping cart when you're checking out, and just do an inquiry. It'll pop over to a secure site. It'll ask you for just a little bit of information, only takes 2 minutes. It'll come back with a recommendation. And if you're approved, they actually give you options of either 3, 6, 18 months, and they tell you exactly what that payment would be. So you'd be making an educated decision before choosing to accept that. And you can always check out with a major credit card and control your own interest rates and payback. For enrolling, you can absolutely call our enrollment counselors at 1-800-522-7737, and they can help answer any questions you may have. Our offices are open from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, Monday through Friday, excluding major holidays. You can send an email to info@legalstudies.com. You can visit our website, legalstudies.com, and self-serve. You can do the full enrollment process right there on our website. We also have a chat function that is manned and responded to by our enrollment counselors on the same business hours from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. And right now we have an exclusive offer because you took time out to come to this webinar and spend time with us today. If it is your intention to join the standard online 14-week paralegal certificate course that begins on June 24th, you can go ahead and register and enter the code SUMMER10, all capital letters 10, during the checkout for 10% off on this program. This offer will expire promptly on June 15th, so it is good for the next 10 days. And I suggest you use it sooner rather than later if you're planning to join us in the June 24 class.
All right, thank you, Stephanie. Let's go ahead and jump into some questions here. One of the questions we have is if we offer any scholarships.
We do not. There are a few of our partner schools that have some that they do, but they'll promote those on their own website. So I think the only one that comes to the top of my head right now is going to be Mohawk Valley in very upstate New York, but you'd have to reside in their county, and you could certainly check with them. There are a few hit or miss out there, but those are going to be on the school websites, not through us. We do have a lot of partner schools that work with WIOA. WIOA is WIOA. It stands for the Workforce Investment Opportunity Act. That is not something we control, nor does the school. But like the unemployment, the workforce development offices within your own personal geographic office or area have approved programs for funding. So if that's something that you think you might qualify for, you want to check with that local entity to determine if you qualify. And if you are approved, they pay tuition, books, and Westlaw, the whole thing for you.
All right, thank you. Another question we have here is, are you available to delay taking the second session if you enroll for an online course?
Not without a pretty hefty extenuating circumstance occurring in your life. You should go into it with the expectation of doing 7 + 7 with the 10-day break in between. It would be something that would be a special request, and like I said, require a strong approved extenuating circumstances. because we don't want to break in the learning. In order to get the full value of the course, you need to take them back to back. So that is the expectation. If you're looking to needing more time and having much more flexibility in your own personal schedule, then self-study might be something that's better suited to you, wherein you have 6 months to complete the course and you are in control and could take that break in the middle if you wanted to. But with the standard online, no.
Perfect, thank you. If you are in California and need to take the advanced paralegal course, can you add that to your first course, assuming the first paralegal course, or do you need to wait to purchase?
You don't need to wait to purchase. You could absolutely put them all into one affirmed payment plan together and enroll in them all at the same time. But as far as taking them, you can't be enrolled in the courses simultaneously. So if you're in the first half of paralegal, you can't be taking advanced courses at the same time, because the paralegal certificate is a prerequisite to advanced. You need to have earned that first. So yes, you can pay for them all at once, put them all in one payment plan. But if you did that, what we would do is schedule your timing out over the next 4 sessions. So in the next session, you would do the first half of paralegal basic, then the session after that, the second half of paralegal. You will have earned your paralegal certificate. And then in sessions 3 and 4, on your track, you would do 3 topics and 3 topics.
Perfect. Are there any courses available in the fall?
Absolutely. The next session begins June 24th. After we have 3 more this year. So June 24th, the next is in August. I don't have the exact date off the top of my head, but I can get it in a heartbeat. And the one after that is October. So looks like June 24, August 19, and October 21. Then we'll roll into the following year with 6 new session dates. And our website has a rolling calendar, so it's always going to show you the next 6 opportunities.
All right, and for the discount code that was mentioned earlier, can that be used? Does it have to be used for this upcoming June session, or can it be used for any of the other upcoming online sessions?
It is for the current session, June 24th.
All right, and what is the next start date for the live lecture?
July 8th are the next live classes. And that's if you need help finding a class that is appropriate for you in the appropriate time zone, you can certainly call our enrollment counselors to help you navigate the site, or you can just pull up your school and your area on our website and it will tell you the date and times of class. But they start June 8 and 9.
All right, and then on the topic of live lecture, um, are there live lectures available for any other sessions or just July?
I want to make sure I'm hearing myself talk, that I said July, not June for live. It's July 8th. So thank you for saying that over, Asia. There is another live. We typically do those 3 times per year. So there will be another round in September of custom dates for live lecture.
All right. Will there be any in-person sessions in the near future?
Only if you live near UGA. That is the only on-campus class that we have. So that would be outside of Atlanta, near Athens, Georgia. If you're not within driving distance of that, then you're looking at a Zoom class.
All right. And then is this certificate recognized in all states or just some states?
All.
All right. What is the difference between getting your degree and getting a certificate? Does this certificate qualify you to be a paralegal and open opportunities to apply for paralegal positions?
It absolutely does. The difference between a degree and a certificate, a degree teaches you lots of things. Time and money is one of the biggest differences. But with a degree, you're getting lots of other education. You're going to take math, science, English classes. A certificate is specific job skill training, practical, applicable education. It's not theory and academic, it's skills training. And many people that have earned a paralegal degree still come back and get a paralegal certificate because within that degree, they didn't develop the actual skills they needed to do the job. So they still need a certificate.
All right, thank you. Let's see here. I don't have a college degree, only a high school diploma. Am I eligible to enroll, and will this certificate further my career?
Absolutely. The minimum requirement is high school diploma or GED. We don't say that so that people go dig them out of their basement to prove it to us. We say it because the course is taught on a college level. We absolutely want you to be successful. Therefore, you need to come to the table with college level reading and writing skills. Now, approximately 70% of our students already possess degrees, whether they're associates, bachelors, masters. We have people with PhDs come in and take the course, but we do have 30% that have not completed a degree. They may have some college or possibly none, and they are able to successfully complete the program and gain employment upon completion. Because remember, that bottom line is an employer is hiring you for the skills you bring. The degree says you finished 4 years of school. The certificate says you're trained to do what they're going to pay you for.
All right, looks like we have time for just another question here. For regarding job placement, do we assist with job placement after a certificate is obtained?
We do not do job placement. But again, upon 60% completion of the program, you do get access to that career center, which is packed full of resources to help you in that endeavor.
All right, awesome. One last question here. Does the certificate ever expire? For example, is it something you have to renew every year?
No, you do not need to renew it. They're in California, they have a continuing education requirement. Every couple of years, they need to earn so many units. But typically, those can be done through lunch and learns and other things. But otherwise, you earn it, it's yours, you own it. Any other continuing education you need to do is voluntary and up to you. This does not expire.
All right, perfect. Well, it looks like that's all the questions that we have for today. I do want to go ahead and thank you, Stephanie, and thank you all for joining us today. If you have any additional questions that we were unable to address, please feel free to contact us using the phone number or email that we have provided in our PowerPoint. We will be sending out a recording of this webinar as well as the slide deck. So please keep an eye on your inbox by the end of the week if you'd like to watch it again. Our next traditional online course session starts on Monday, June 24th. However, you can also enroll in the course today and complete it at your own pace with our self-study format, as we mentioned throughout the presentation. Thank you once again, and a special thanks to Stephanie for her invaluable insights today. Have a wonderful day, everybody.
Thank you so much. We hope to see you in class soon.